Good morning, everyone. What's going on? Welcome to the morning tea. I'm your girl, Alex Schiffman, and joining me is my wonderful co-host in lavender, Mr. Courtney Revolution. What's going on, Courtney?
Hey, girl. Hi, everyone. I'm Courtney Revolution, and good morning. Happy Monday. How you doing, girl, on this beautiful Monday morning?
I am doing well. You know, Monday, it takes a little bit of time to get back in the swing of things, so apologies to the tea tribe. We're starting a little late this morning, but don't worry, we have a lot of tea to spill for you still, so make sure you stick around for all of it because it's really good today. But before we get into it, of course, Courtney, how was your weekend? Tell me everything. What did you do? I know you celebrated a birthday, right?
Yeah, girl, let me tell you, just to keep it real and keep it honest, I had my phone off, notifications off, email off, everything off, not on, off, because it was my boyfriend's birthday. So we just chill, stayed in the house, watched a lot of TV. Alex, really quickly, I need to have a moment. 60 days
Yes.
in, season 6, I believe it is. I am just about complete with the entire season. One of my favorite shows ever in life. Um, Excellent television, Alex. I mean, never gonna go to prison, knock on wood. Hopefully this is real wood. Never want to go to prison, but girl, do I love to watch some drama in the pod. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna get into the specifics of the violence that I saw on last night's episode, girl, but there was certainly a shank involved, girl. Whew, had me sit up straight in the bed, girl, pulled the shank right on out, girl, in the pod.
Okay, I love that kind of stuff. And Courtney, I told you, remember, I've been watching Your Honor, the Bryan Cranston show.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing. I did a sit up in the bed, like that could not just have happened. So I'm happy that we experienced the same thing from different parts of the world. Yeah, that kind of stuff, that true crime, that mystery, that just violence that you don't think you need or want to see, but sometimes you just need a little spook, right? Make sure
And
you're still
Alex,
alive.
it was very much a spook because you know how you see a little fight, like a Love and Hip Hop fight or whatever. Oh, some hair pull, Real Housewives, little hair pull. Girl, he broke the broomstick and the man came out. Girl, it was wild. I just wasn't expecting it. You know when they showed it coming up on 60
Yeah,
Days, maybe they showed a bit of it, but when you see the full girl, I said, oh! I jumped up, girl. It shocked me. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to us 60 Days in. Y'all did that.
yeah, that's good. You know what I watched this weekend? I think it's called On the Rocks. It's Apple TV Plus. It's with Rashida Jones and Bill Murray. It was cute. It was cute. It got really great reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. So I was ready. I was it's my Saturday night movie. It was a little slow. I wanted more, but all in all, Bill Murray is hilarious, and their interaction was great. Basically, she thinks her man is cheating, and Bill Murray is her dad, and he's this playboy guy, and so he's like, "Oh, you think there's some infidelity going on? Well, I know all the concierge people." He's like, "We're gonna find this," and they follow her husband. It's funny. So if you have time, check that out. I won't tell you how the ending, or because no one wants to know the ending of the movie. Yes, Courtney.
I don't know if I told y'all last week, and feel free to let me know if I did or not, but I think one of my goals for the weekend, y'all, and I'm going to look crazy if I didn't say this on the show, but I definitely intended to last week, was to get caught up on Married to Medicine over the weekend, and I want to let y'all know that I am officially caught up on Married to Medicine. And Alex Schiffman, I swear on my life, when I woke up the day after getting caught up on Married to Medicine, why did I find out, Alex Schiffman, that one of the stars of the show is suing Bravo? Girl, a mess. What is going on over at the old Bravo? Now, we need to call Andy and find out what's going on. Because Nene is talking about boycott Bravo because of discrimination, and now my good sis, Mariah the Huck, darling, is also suing Bravo for discrimination. So I don't know what's going on, y'all. I don't know if you watch Married to Medicine, but something's going on over at Bravo, and I hope that they are able to correct it.
Wow, that is not good. Bravo is one of my favorite networks, so it's unfortunate that all this stuff is coming out. But you know what else I watched? And you looking very preppy in your shirt. I watched the part 1 of Tiger, the HBO sports documentary on Tiger Woods, Courtney. You know I gotta bring my golf stuff in this right now. I checked out part. Wait, I actually think you would enjoy this, Courtney, because it's not just about golf. It's about the scandals, God's relationship with his father, which was pretty bad. It's about, of course, the affair. And then one of his mistresses, the first time she has spoke since the scandal. So it ends part one where she sits down in the chair and she goes, "So what do you want me to talk about?" And then it ends.
Wait, Alex, yes. Now I got a question. Now, and forgive me for not knowing the ins and outs of production and how this works, but wouldn't Tiger have to sign off on this being made and the mistress being in the movie? Because I'm not signing off on Miss Side Piece being in my film.
No, here's the thing. If this is a documentary, it's not produced by Tiger, I don't think. It's HBO Sports. So there must be something going on where he doesn't have to sign off on it. But let me just tell you, I was feeling all sorts of like Bravo-esque stuff when he sat down in that chair. So I actually think, Courtney, even if you're not a golf fan, you may appreciate this. Part 2 comes out January 17th. Non-sponsored. Check it out because I will. But let's move on because we have a lot of tea to talk about and, not enough golf fans here in this world. But Courtney, are you ready? Let's talk. Let's get into You Missed It. Do you have that hot water ready to go?
I got it, girl. Hold on. Let me pour.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers, girl.
Woo-hoo. All right. So, of course, if you're new here, we kick off the show with You Missed It, and these are all the stories you may have missed overnight. Don't worry, Courtney and I handle all the trending tea for you. And first up, we're talking about Sex and the City. So any Sex and the City fans, get this because Sex and the City is coming back, but it's already stirring up some controversy. Apparently, only 3 of the original 4 cast members will be returning for the revival of the classic series. So Kim Cattrall is reportedly not returning after the relationship between her and series lead Sarah Jessica Parker has kind of soured over the last few years. So many fans are upset with this news as, Cattrall's Samantha Jones has been a fan favorite of the series since the get-go. Some fans tweeted in response to the news, quote, "The show doesn't work without Samantha. I mean, even the reruns of Sex and the City were awful because they censor half of Sam's slutty stories and weirdly Miranda's dialogue too since she curses constantly. The only solution is to recast with Dick Sargent." And another user said this, quote, "Samantha was the one sexing in the city the most with all the best dialogue. That character dies. The show as we know it does too. Hashtag my 2 cents. So what do you think of this news regarding Samantha possibly not returning for the new show, Courtney and T-Tribe?
Well, before I answer that, I do see Travis. Travis, I see you. Good morning. Travis saying, "Good morning, my loves." Now, Alex, have you heard the rumors that our Duke, Simon, and Daphne could actually be dating in real life? A case for Lady Whistledown. Now, Travis, I don't know. WTH you talking about? Alex, what Travis talking about? Give me the tea.
He is talking about Bridgerton. Remember, I told you to check out Bridgerton on Netflix. Oh. It's the Jelena. Yes. So basically,
we didn't do that last night.
Simon and Daphne are 2 of their co-stars, and they may be having a real life romance, and it was just reported. So we know when that stuff happened. Yes.
It almost made the docket, but then I was like, oh, I didn't watch Bridgerton yet, so now I need to watch it. I need to watch it now because that story with those people, it's on all of the blogosphere. Interesting. So Bridgerton is a must watch. It's a must watch,
and even if you're not really into Victorian pieces or that kind of genre, there is so much. It's first of all, let me just tell you, Courtney, one of my favorite parts about it is that when they have the ball scenes, they're not called the ball, I forgot what they're called, but they go to these big, dances with the dresses. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. The orchestra is playing modern songs like Thank You Next. Thank You Next is playing like in one of the scenes. Like I think a Taylor Swift song is playing. Like they bring modern music into the show without even knowing. You have to listen closely. So that's like one of the coolest things about that. And then you'll see what else is cool. You got it too.
I'm interested in that. I've been meaning to watch that seriously, and last night I meant to, but I got caught up watching The Simple Life, to be honest. So maybe I'll do that after the show today. But to answer your question about Sex and the City, I wanted to ask y'all, because I'm not a Sex and the City fan, right? So I've only seen maybe the first episode, but I was a very big, feel free to laugh at me, Carrie Diaries fan. Oh my God, that wig gave me life. So I wanted to ask y'all, is this something that y'all are interested in without Samantha, ? Alex? What's the character's name? Is it Samantha or Miranda? What's the name of the character that's not gonna go? Samantha.
Yeah, and like that user said on Twitter, Samantha is the sex a lot of it. I mean, there's more than just, Samantha, but she is such a strong character, and it's hard to picture a Sex and the City without her. Of course, her and Jessica Parker had very kind of a public feud going on when they wanted to make another movie. And so I hope they figure it out. I hope maybe they've grown a little bit.
On the phone?
Yeah.
Can they do the FaceTime? Girl, where you at, girl? Oh, I'm sleeping with a fine man. Since I get that's the gist that I get from her. That she be sleeping
what I'm interested to learn is they're gonna have to cast someone that's so different than Samantha, because if they cast someone that's like kind of like her, it just won't do it, in my opinion. So it has to be like a new age Sex in the City, completely
It's like when they swapped Lauren out for Kristen, how they are just complete opposites on the hills. Sorry, y'all, that wasn't clear. On the hills.
Exactly.
Lauren eventually left and then Kristen brought, and it was a whole different show. You know what I mean?
Yes. Cass, I see you in the chat to go back to the Bridgerton. Courtney, they also have Bad Guy by Billie Eilish, of course, in one of the orchestra scenes. So you got to listen carefully, because it's really, really cool.
I'm very curious about this show.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to someone else that is very curious. We mentioned how legendary singer Dionne Warwick was quickly becoming the best thing about Twitter. She's continuing to deliver, because over the weekend, Ms. Warwick was introduced to none other than Cardi B, tweeting out, quote, "Cardi B is authentically herself. I've only seen video clips, no music yet. More on this tomorrow." I love that she's like a reporter now, like an investigative reporter. Like, more on this tomorrow. It appears that after her niece introduced Ms. Warwick to the WAP rapper, and that she is quite impressed by Cardi's performing ability. While she was singing the praises of Cardi in her tweets, Ms. Warwick did have a couple of questions. She said, quote, "I do have one question. What does offset mean?" And then she wrote another tweet saying, quote, "Is there also an onset walking around somewhere?" So Cardi herself saw the tweets and was beside herself, tweeting out, "I stan," in response to the recognition. What do you think of the tweets and the cool grandma energy coming off of Dionne Warwick's kind of newfound love of Twitter?
I love Dionne Warwick. I don't know. There's something very pure watching her sort of like rediscover and uncover the mysteries of the internet in 2021's pop culture. And it's very much a positive spot in all of the negative mess, especially on Twitter. So I enjoy her. I enjoy watching her discover things. Listen, I am on her timeline. I'm always reading her tweets. So shout out to Dionne Warwick.
I don't think it'll ever get old. I think it's very, very, it's just adorable when we see her tweets. And like you said, that someone can still not know who these people are and kind of like, because we are in the thick of entertainment news and pop culture. We talk about it every single day. So we're like, how can someone not know about Cardi B? But then we remember there's a whole generation that already lived life to the fullest, and
Dionne been minding her business.
Yeah, exactly. Just reliving her hits that she created, so they're still topping the charts. But let's move on to this rumor that's going around. So there's a lot of news surrounding Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde's recent romance, and how it may have impacted Olivia's engagement to Jason Sudeikis. So one source told Us Weekly that Harry was the catalyst for why Olivia and Jason broke up. The source said, quote, Olivia called off the engagement in early November, but only after she already had gotten close to Harry. Whether Harry knows it or not, he was a reason for the split, and it blindsided Jason. He totally adores Olivia and is devastated. Family is his biggest priority. However, the publication has conflicting information from multiple sources. While one source says it's due to Harry joining Olivia's new movie, Don't Worry, Darling, another source says otherwise, saying, quote, the engagement was called off early last year, as was previously reported. Harry was in no way the reason for their split. So maybe these two sources are coming from Olivia and Jason's camps, respectively. I don't know. Either way, it seems that the entire thing is revolving around Mr. Harry Styles. So, Courtney and T-Tribe, do you think Harry had a part to play, knowingly or not, in the ending of this engagement?
I'm not sure, Alex, but I will say that I don't like how the article makes it seem like Harry did something. Like, you know what I mean? Or like he was like after her and he's the reason. When people choose to leave their spouse, they choose to leave their spouse. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, or fiance, what have you. So, I mean, Olivia, what was it, Jason? Jason's not for her.
Yeah.
Then choose someone that's for her. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just sucks that this is happening when it is happening, because there is still a part of me, Alex, that feels like all of this is promotion for the film. Every time we speak about this relationship, somehow, in any kind of magnitude, the film is brought up, you know? So I'm sure it'll do well. I just wish that it wasn't at the expense of like Harry Styles being some like womanizer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's unfortunate timing that this is all happening right now. But like you said, you know, it's a choice when you leave someone. So clearly there were, you know, other issues in their relationship that caused them to kind of arrive at this point. Who knows Harry's involvement in this? But I don't think whatever the first source is saying that it had anything to do with it. It could have been, you know, the final straw where it was like, okay, you know, maybe I'm a little attracted to someone other than the person I'm with. That's not good. You know what I mean? Maybe it kind of furthered her mind to go there. But like you said, it's a choice, and only the two people involved in the relationship know what was actually going on. And clearly there were other issues that they had to kind of separate.
Olivia said, after all of this going on, like stuff we don't know about, she said, all of this extra stuff going on, and Harry is fine. It's a wrap. She said, close the curtains. Now it's time to go. She put on her Rihanna wig. Curtains finally closing. Come on, Livy.
Yeah, I love Olivia Wilde. I love Jason Sudeikis. I love them together. I thought they were a great couple. You know, it's always sad to see some of your favorite couples separate. But like you said, maybe they're not meant for each other, and life always kind of works it out for you. So don't worry. Everyone will find love. I hope Jason also moves on and finds his person as well. But speaking of their persons, we may have some more celebrity babies coming our way, because in a recent interview with the Sunday Times, Priyanka Chopra opened up about her hopes regarding children in the future. So Priyanka said, quote, a cricket team? I do want children, as many as I can have. A cricket team? I'm not so sure. So a cricket team, in case you didn't know, T-Tribe and Courtney, has 11 players on it. So she should be careful. Priyanka went on in the interview to talk about how well she and Nick have been getting on during the pandemic. And apparently quarantine has shown the couple how well they mesh together. So, you know, they aren't careful. Maybe they will end up with a cricket team. So do you think we can expect maybe out of these two in the near future, Courtney and T-Tribe? And do you think they're going to have 11 children?
Priyanka literally said, just give me them babies. Shout out to Priyanka. I want her to have many, many children. I like her and Nick Jonas as a couple. Y'all already know I love me some Nick Jonas, Thick Jonas, whatever we're going to call him today. Y'all know I love him, all of it. So if she wants to have 50 million kids, 11 kids, I support it. I think that they will both be excellent parents. And also, Alex, not to put on my Kris Jenner kitty cat wig as I always do, but that's a show I'm interested in. The Jonases and their family. If we had
Yeah.
to not focus on the Jenners, I would be here. That sounds like good, clean fun. Like the family you know across town that just has a whole bunch of kids and 3 brothers. Like, you know what I mean? That's good,
Right.
clean fun. The Smiths or the Jonases.
Well, they tried to do that with Kevin. You know, the oldest brother had a show on E! But
Alex, it was not. No, ma'am. Nope, you can't do it with just Kevin. And I love me some Kevin, but you can't do it with just Kevin.
Listen, Priyanka and Nick, like you said, great couple. They seem very much in love and happy. I would love to see 11 children from them. Who doesn't want 11 children with Nick Jonas or with Priyanka? I mean, beautiful couple, and yes, want babies for them. So they are the last Jonas item to not have children. So it should be coming soon, but no pressure. But come on.
Speaking of failed spinoffs, Alex, real quick, T-Tribe, was I the last one to know that Snooki and her husband had their own show? That was something else I did this weekend, was I discovered that by mistake. Snooki and Gianni Holmes, girl. Did y'all know that?
Wait, I did hear something about that, but I never really followed up.
Alex, a full season they had. I didn't finish the season, but I watched the first episode. They went, Gianni goes and is the construction aspect of it, and Snooki comes in as an interior designer. I didn't even know she was an interior designer, girl. And she comes and she does the whole thing, but also on a budget. She also does like things on a budget, and she gonna teach you how to like make stuff. Like she like made a table out of some old crates they threw in the dumpster, girl. Interesting, y'all. If y'all got Amazon and y'all got some extra coins, go ahead and spend your coin on that. And check out Snooki and Gianni. Very interesting show. So random. Did not get renewed, but very, very interesting program.
I just stopped at Snooki as the interior designer because I don't even know how to wrap my head around that. But now I'm interested. Amazon, you said?
Huh?
On Amazon, you said?
Yeah, I saw it on Amazon, girl. I said Snooki. You know how you go on like Jersey Shore and then you see like the you may also like, and I saw Snooki and Gianni something, and I was like,
that's it.
Interesting watch.
Oh man. Okay. I gotta tune into that later today. Until then, let's move on to some more relationship news. Because if you were holding out for Michael B. Jordan in the new year, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Over the weekend, Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey went Instagram official by posting these adorable photos to their Instagram pages. While this is the first time the couple has gone public with their relationship, fans have been noticing how much time they have been spending together as of late. The two of them were spotted getting off of a plane together in Atlanta to spend Thanksgiving weekend with Lori's family. They were spotted again at the end of the year, exiting a plane in Salt Lake City. They shared snowboarding Instagram stories from Utah at the same time, although they were careful not to show one another in these videos. So, listen, 2020's Sexiest Man Alive is known for not going public with his relationships normally. So this is a pretty serious step for him. So what do you think of this new couple or this new official couple? Because we kind of knew it was going on.
I like Michael B. Jordan. I feel like I need to reiterate that because I know I've said some things about Michael B. Jordan in the past, or alluded to some things in the past, I think is more appropriate. But I do like him a lot. I've always just been really critical of his relationships just because we don't know him and we only can go off of what we see. You get what I'm saying, Alex? So I do like this relationship from a, oh my God, they look like a great couple aspect. As we dig a little deeper, as we peel back the layer of the onion, girl, we have to think. If you guys don't know, Lori Harvey also dated Diddy for a period of time, and then she moved on and dated Future, who has like 25 babies, mothers. She has an extensive roster. However, I do think that it is important to note before we continue that there's nothing wrong with her dating a whole bunch of people because lots of young 20-something-year-old women date around. Women, men, what have you. It's just the fact of what I harp on is from a parent's perspective. Would you rather your child date future, or would you rather your child date the very steamy, very honorable seeming, anime loving, hardworking, body looking carved from marble esque Michael B. Jordan? I know where my vote is going. I know who's
Right.
getting the rose from me, Alex.
Listen, I was a huge fan of Star, so I've been a fan of Lori Harvey. She is stunning. I think she's a very beautiful girl. And like you said, I mean, other men agree, you know, and she's had other celebrity relationships, but I'm into this Michael B. Jordan one. You know, we only know so much about Michael B. Jordan. There is this still kind of mysterious thing that is around him. And I'm interested to kind of see where this relationship goes. But I saw someone in the chat saying,
we're not slut shaming here. I'm sorry, Alex. I just want to let y'all know, however you feel about Lori Harvey being sexually active, keep it to yourself, because we're not going to be immature here. Lots of people have sex, and if you enjoy and sing along to WAP and you're over here judging Lori Harvey, you need to shut your lips and close your throat up. I'm sorry, Alex.
yes, no, not at all. I just want to shout out Kayla, who says Lori Harvey needs to write a book. I think so. I think Lori probably has a lot of
girl.
Right? We would love to hear about. But anyway, all in all, congrats to them. Hope they have, you know, a wonderful and healthy relationship. Obviously, a beautiful couple, and we'll see where this all goes from here. But let's move on to some music news, because this is a very, very great story. So Disney Channel star Olivia Rodrigo made her singing debut at the end of last week with her new song, Driver's License. Olivia shared her big news on Instagram, sharing this photo along with a shout out to friends, family, and fans for the positive reaction to her debut single. She captioned the photo, quote, "Driver's License is out everywhere now. I seriously cannot believe how lucky I am. Still in disbelief that people care about what I have to say. Ah, so many butterflies. Thank you, thank you, thank you." So the song is already blowing up on social media, with many people responding very positively to the new release. It even caught the eye of Taylor Swift after Olivia wrote about how exciting it was for her to see her song next to Taylor's on the iTunes charts. I mean, I can't even imagine if you were like an aspiring artist and kind of, right? So Taylor wrote, quote, "I say, that's my baby, and I'm really proud." So these two have interacted before, and it seems as though Olivia may have a possible mentor lined up if she wants. So what do you guys think of the new song, and what do you think of Taylor's reaction?
First of all, Taylor is so cute with the "That's my baby" and I'm really proud, because that's something that her mom had said about her in an interview a while ago. So I just love that she referenced that, because people are always saying, much like how Nikki Alex says that she has sons, Taylor just says it in a different way. She says that they are her children or her babies, and it's very nice and soft and tender. Nikki is like, "Stop wearing wigs, you're not me," and I love it. Shout out to Olivia Rodrigo. And the reason why I want to say this is because, Alex, this is about the song, but right? How much power do you have to have? Power and talent, right? To have a song go number one, people our age upset, right? Because other people that are not us, they don't get why the song is so great. They don't understand why Taylor Swift is even giving her the time of day. And to those people, I want to say, Olivia Rodrigo, her debut is no different than when Selena Gomez came out. You know what I mean? Or when Miley came out. This is the same thing. It's just history repeating itself. The song is great. It definitely gives me a little bit of Taylor, the inspiration, but it definitely gives me Lorde. So if y'all waiting for Lorde, y'all listen to that young lady. I want to support her, and I'm very excited for her. And Alex, there's already drama bubbling underneath this song between her, the co-star from the High School Musical, and my girl. My girl, as I own her. My girl, Sabrina Carpenter. Y'all know I love me some Sabrina Carpenter. But we'll have to wait and see how that unfolds. But for right now, I like Olivia, and I really like the song. Shout out to Travis saying, "We stand a fellow talented Swiftie. Olivia is a star." Did you like the song, Alex?
I loved the song, and like you said, I mean, the lyrics of the song reminded me a lot of a song Taylor would write. I think just the message behind it. Like, you know, for those that haven't heard it, she's talking to kind of an ex and saying, you know, I was going to get my driver's license with you. I'm not saying the lyrics correctly, but now she kind of has her license and is driving his street and doing all the things she kind of hoped to do with him without him. And so it's a breakup. You know, I love my breakup ballads, anthems, anything that has to do with pain. Not that I wish pain on anyone, but we've all been there. And if you have a song that really can kind of communicate what you're feeling inside, it's only that much better. So I think she really did that here, and I love it. I also like her response, because if you saw to Taylor, she used Taylor's sound where when Taylor accepted the award on stage and said, "This is the best thing to happen to my senior year," or, well, you probably know the exact words, Courtney, but she used that to respond to Taylor's comment, and just the whole exchange was beautiful. So I'm excited for her. Positive news. And like we said before, other artists supporting artists. We love to see news like that. Yes. So really cool. All right, well, some more celebratory news. Old Town Road is the gift that keeps on giving. Almost 2 years after its release, Old Town Road has become the highest certified song ever by the Recording Industry Association of America, reaching 14 times platinum status in the U.S. and selling 14 million song units. So Lil Nas X celebrated the accomplishment on his social media, posting this meme of himself storming Nancy Pelosi's office. He also captioned his post with, quote, "Old Town Road is officially 14 times platinum, most platinums for any song ever. Let's go." So Old Town Road replaces John Legend's All of Me and Despacito. So both of which have only gone 13 times platinum. Well, it seems like Lil Nas X may be moving past his kind of recent music era. What do you think of this song becoming this much of a hit?
I want to say, Alex, shout out to Despacito, because I was just about to say, girl, I was like 13 times platinum Despacito. And then I remembered, I had a flashback to that inescapable time period where like you couldn't not hear that song. Shout out to him. But more shout outs go to Lil Nas X, because I really do like Old Town Road, the song. I play it like unsarcastically. Honestly, I really just like the song and him as well. And my favorite thing about him is the fact that he just never takes himself seriously. Like, you know, I feel like even if he weren't to do music or if people aren't interested in that, he would still have a very, very fruitful career. And it just makes me think, what is the song that will eventually break that record, and will we be alive to see it, girl? Because, I mean, that's a lot of sales.
Yeah, I know. I think it's amazing how much this song has kind of transformed pop culture. Of course, you know, it was huge on TikTok as well, and then adding the layer of Billy Ray Cyrus only furthered that success. So I think it's cool. It's different. I remember when I first heard this song, and I'm like, what is this? Like, you know, it was so good. We heard it, but we also loved it at the same time. And I think it deserves all of this. So congrats to him and his team and everyone else. But check this out. So The Weeknd is getting us all ready for his Super Bowl halftime performance right around the corner. The big game kicks off on Sunday, February 7th, and Pepsi is already promoting its iconic halftime show with a new trailer. So the trailer shows off The Weeknd's hit song Blinding Lights and shows people all across the country going about their day as the sounds around them play along to the song. So with less than a month to go and the whole world mostly still trapped in quarantine, hopefully the Super Bowl and its halftime show can help bring some music into our living rooms. Courtney, what did you think about the commercial? And T-Tribe, are you excited for the performance? I know we spoke about him doing the halftime show before, but it's almost here.
It was cute. It was cute, and honestly, Alex, was very relatable trailer.
Yeah.
I must be honest, it's not that I'm not thrilled for Abel, because The Weeknd does deserve the accolades that he has received. He does deserve all of the attention and the popularity, etc., etc., etc. I personally am just not excited for the Super Bowl because I know what a woman could bring to the table in terms of the entertainment aspect. And I am not as confident that The Weeknd can deliver the same kind of result. So I'm just not as excited, you know, and I think that that's okay and fair. Because I need me a woman pop star to give me fireworks, shoot up out the ground, fly across the field, everything else. And I feel like, you know, a man taking his shirt off or like singing haunted stripper music or like, you know, putting on a Joan Rivers face mask, it's just not exciting for me. But I do enjoy The Weeknd and his music. I just want to make that clear. I do like The Weeknd and his music. I'm just not excited for this. But shout out to the fans. I know y'all ready.
Yeah, of course, the trailer was very cute and relatable. It shows, you know, people from all walks of life kind of singing along to his song because his music is great. He has a lot of talent and it's very catchy. And so, yes, like you said, very relatable. When it comes to the halftime show, I agree with you. I think, unfortunately, with the timing, he's really going to have to go over the top to kind of blow our minds. There's no audience, kind of that live, big aspect of Super Bowl halftime performance that we all love to see every year and expect. It won't have some of that. So he does have collabs on the album. There may be some female pop stars coming to the stage. I hope so. I think there's going to be a lot of surprises that we don't know about yet that will kind of bring it to that Super Bowl halftime level. But I'm ready.
I'm hoping that it's an undeniable. I'm hoping it's an undeniable performance. Like I want to be able to come here like, y'all, now I know I had to watch this for the show and I gotta be honest, April did that. Like I want to come back and say that, you know?
Right, exactly. I agree. And I hope he surprises us because, like you said, you know, his music alone is not necessarily the first kind of music you think of when you think Super Bowl halftime performance. But maybe he'll bring it. Maybe he'll do some throwbacks, some collabs. We need all of it.
Maybe. He might come in floating on a house of balloons, girl. You never know, girl. You never know, girl.
He's going to fly that car that he's in right into the stage.
Crash it onto the stage and come out, emerging as the plastic surgery monster.
He's coming. Yes. He's coming in that Corvette or whatever it is that he's driving right into the stadium.
Get me started, girl.
All right. Let's talk about our favorite family. It's time for our Car Jenner tea time. So, beep, beep. Courtney, let me in those gates. We have to talk about this Kim Ye divorce and what's going on.
If you guys are all set for all of the tea from behind the Car Jenner gates, be sure to turn your volumes down for Car Jenner Tea Time! Hello to everyone in my studio, which is no one, just me.
Yeah. Before we move on, I want to shout out Patricia who said, my expectations are starting out really low, so there's a lot of potential for surprise. Yeah. I feel like it goes both ways. Either like all of our expectations are very low because we know, you know, things are different this year and all of that, or they're that much higher because we're like, do something, entertain us. You know what I mean? I feel like I go both ways. All right.
He better bring it. That's all I know.
He better. Okay, let's move on to this next story because all this talk about Kim and Kanye divorcing has gotten us to speculating who gets what and how much of it. So the famous couple obviously have a lot of wealth to sift through, and should separation papers get signed, Page Six has been documenting what there is to snag between Kim and Kanye. So right now, Kanye is reportedly worth around $1.3 billion and Kim around $780 million, according to Forbes. So both Kim and Kanye's assets break down more or less, with Kim's businesses valued at around $700 million. The Kar Jenner television franchise, which is valued in the millions as well. Their California properties valued around $78 million. The engagement ring Kanye bought for Kim at $1.3 million. Kanye's businesses at around $5 billion. And finally, Kanye's Wyoming compound at around $30 million. So sources claim the prenup guarantees Kim $1 million for every year of marriage and any gifts that Kanye has given her. The main sticking point on this prenup would have to do with the kids. So there is no custody arrangement in the prenup agreement per California law, but many experts believe that the courts would probably start from a place of wanting the parents to receive 50-50 physical custody, but you never know with these kind of situations, especially if it starts to get ugly, which we never hope happens, but it does. So what do you think of this possible divorce, Courtney and T-Tribe, and how messy do you expect, this could get?
That's too much money, first of all. That's too much money, and I know y'all have said in the past that there are some people, they're probably not watching now, but they thought Hollyscoop girl was getting paid by the Kardashians. They need to give us some of that coin, girl, because then we will be extra, extra, extra snatch. Chrissy, call us. That's too much money, number one. Number two, I want both parents to be able to see their children equally, Alex. I don't predict that this will get messy. But I also want to never say never, like Justin Bieber once saying, because we know that they're probably gearing up to lay the foundation down for whatever's going to happen on Hulu, So this is disappointing to hear, but I hope that they're able to split everything and it doesn't get messy. And when it comes to the children, if there is going to be a little bit of a power struggle, Alex, I don't want to. And the reason why is if we know, then that adds an extra layer of whatever the children could be seeing in the house, And it's already embarrassing enough maybe as a young child to see your parents go back and forth, but then I couldn't imagine being aware at that age that everyone in the world knows it as well,
Yeah. And I know, or we know from many reports that the kids specifically was a topic of conversation and was holding Kim back from kind of making that next step. So the kids, obviously, in any relationship, are very important to both parents. So I hope it doesn't get messy. But listen, there is an elephant in the room of Kanye's actions and his history, especially this year, of what went down. So I hope it doesn't trigger anything, but you don't know. They say all the time, you know who you marry, you don't know who you divorce, and there's emotions and pain and assets involved. It could get really messy. Hope it doesn't get there, but we will stay tuned.
You know what, Alex? In this particular situation, I feel for everyone, right? Mm-hmm. To be clear. But I think I'm worried about the children and Kanye because I don't want people that dislike what dislike the things that Kanye has done and said. I'm also flinging this thing that doesn't work to make my Wi-Fi stronger, y'all. That's what this is. So I really don't want people to, just because they don't like the things that Kanye has done, to purposely forget or choose to ignore the fact that there is so obviously a very strong mental health something going on there. An admitted mental health issue. Kanye has said himself that he's bipolar. I don't say that anything that he's done is correct. The peeing on the Grammy, the Kim Jong-un, the talk at the rally, what have you. None of those things were right, and I don't like any of them at all. I hate them, in fact. But I just can't seem to look past the fact that there's an issue there. And would things be different if he did not have his bipolar disorder? You get what I'm saying? That's the thing that I refuse to forget, even if everyone else is purposely choosing to do so. Just my perspective. That's all.
Yeah. No, it's very, very sad. Well, moving on to some lighter news about another sister in the family. Kourtney Kardashian may have a new man she's going after. What a segue. Sorry. Over the last couple of weeks, Kourtney and Blink-182. Listen, the morning tea, like we said, we cover all sides. And this is a new relationship that we can't.
We'd be like, somebody died. Next story.
Just like
Kourtney Kardashian's new man.
not something to laugh about, but life is a roller coaster, and it is one on the show as well. So over the last couple of weeks, Kourtney and Blink-182's Travis Barker have been talking a lot more and flirting with another over Instagram. So while the pair have been close friends for years now, this recent exchange on social media has started to turn heads. The conversation was around Travis's favorite movie, True Romance. Oh, irony. With Kourtney saying how much she liked it and Travis calling her so cool for having seen it. So Kourtney also apparently bought an $800 Prada bag for Travis's daughter, Alabama, who I've interviewed before. Sweet girl. A source told The Sun, quote, Kourtney and Travis are very close and they have unreal chemistry. They talk almost every day and everyone around them is desperate for them to get together. So Travis has shot down rumors of the pair getting together in the past, telling People magazine back in March of 2019 that they were just friends. So maybe the past 2 years has changed that. Kourtney and T-Tribe, what do you think of this rumored couple?
Well, let's do this, Alex, before I even get into that. Shout out to Mary. Mary said, T-Tribe, please manifest the Buffalo Bills going to the Super Bowl for the first time in almost 30 years. Hashtag Bills
crazy.
Mafia. Shout out to the Buffalo Bills. I don't know what their deal is or who their famous player is, but shout out to the Buffaloes and the Bills.
They're killing it this season. It's very exciting for the Bills Mafia, as you said. So, you know what? Let's manifest it. Why not? That's cool. Making history. I love those kinds of songs. That's a movie right there.
Going back to Kourtney and Travis, the messy part of me, Alex, wants to say, now what is Kourtney doing with that old man? And I don't mean old man like he's really old, but for her, he's certainly over her normal age for dating, canoodling, what have you. But I mean, I wouldn't mind them being together. Are y'all mad at that? I listen, if the man is mature and a little bit older and doesn't have a whole bunch of issues, and can hang the way, and y'all know I love to bring him up, the way at the time Tiger could hang. We're gonna give the eye for that. Then I can be okay with it. I don't mind that pairing. And they have natural chemistry, so why not?
Right.
And he's not dating a 19-year-old.
Yeah, it's an interesting relationship. I will say Travis also lived in Calabasas, or I think he still does, so they have that in common. They're close. They have children around similar ages. Alabama, his daughter, is all over TikTok. We know Mason loves TikTok, so maybe there's a friendship there or some future collabs. Listen, it could work. It's, Travis is a bad boy, but Scott, Mr. Disick, had some bad boy in him too, has some swag, so maybe he's that kind of guy, and I'm happy for him. Travis is a very, very nice man, also very talented, so why not? We've always wanted Kourtney with someone else.
I'm over here thinking to myself, Alex, I'm like, now already 2021 is already sounding like an upgrade from what we was talking about with her last year. You know, she's doing She's All That film with her other play sister, Addison Rae Jenner, and she could potentially be dating the iconic Travis Barker. I mean, and Travis Barker's doing his thing because he got that bag with MGK, working with him over there. So he's good. They're both, I like that. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I think it's really cool. Also, he is just, it just makes sense. Like we've said before, we want someone older. We want someone, entrepreneur or something. I mean, it's not exactly what we thought of for Kourtney, but it also weirdly works.
Alex, can we give the T-Tribe a little bit of perspective? Because I feel like you may think the same way that I do on this. There have been a couple of comments in the chat throughout the show about why can't celebrities just date regular people? And by regular people, do y'all mean like when we say like art gallery owner or like tech investor? Because the reason why I wouldn't recommend Michael B. Jordan dating Vanessa from Lucky Brand Jeans is because I could see, not saying that this is the truth, speculation, not confirmation, I could see a celebrity being like, wow, I have status, this, that, and the third, and this person has their job at whatever. Should things fall out, the last thing that I would want is for all of my personal business to be out there because that person feels like they don't have anything to lose. Same thing happened to Britney Spears, y'all. She was dating like a paparazzi, and the paparazzi came out and talked about their sex life. I told y'all to watch that deep dive channel on YouTube. That's how I'll be knowing the tea. But you get what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put that out there. Do you agree, Alex, that that may be why the perspective of why celebs don't date us?
I think it's very difficult for a celebrity or someone at that status to date a normal person, for lack of better words. I think that's how they relate. I mean, that's what they have in common. There's more than just status. It's like, usually if they're artists or athletes or whatever, so be it. They have a strict schedule besides their personal life that they're also kind of handling and managing. So like you said, it feels safer when you date someone that's at a similar status, I think. Not to mention, not that would ever happen.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to say, sleight of hand is saying celebrities are regular people. They just have a lot more money. Do you agree, Alex? I disagree. Y'all will hear me say celebrities are just like us, but they're not like us, y'all. Because if that were the truth, honestly, it's not a read or shade or anything. If that were the truth, y'all, we could go down to Gucci or Fendi and pick up something from the Nicki Minaj collection. And we can't, but Megan Fox could. Do you see just like little different, they are kind of like us, but celebrities and me and Alex sitting at our homes and y'all sitting at your homes or wherever you're watching us work, doctor's office, what have you, we're not all the same. It's just not this. It's a different lifestyle. It's just different, y'all.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
There's different, right. There's experiences they've had that we haven't had. There's perspective that comes with fame. There is a lot more that we will never know or have insight into unless we are at that level. So they are different. They are human. Let's not forget they are human. But
yes.
Okay.
And Karina brings up the last final point. Alex, before you move on, I'm sorry. I just want to end it just on Karina's comment because it's so good, Karina. Karina said, if they were regular people, we would never talk about them. Who regular we talk about up on this show, Alex, besides ourselves?
Very true. Okay. Well, speaking of non-regular people, let's get into our own tea story of the day. Some sad news for keeping up with the Kardashians fans, but the show is officially a wrap. It's over. The family all celebrated their final day of shooting for the iconic series in the only way they know how, on Instagram. So posting throughout the day, the Kardashians showed off everything from the final day's behind-the-scenes moments to the microphones with their names on it, to the face-shaped cookies that were brought for the occasion. Kim probably summed it up the best with this video she posted to her Instagram. Take a look at it right now.
Cheers to, I don't know, 15 years, 20 seasons of craziness and lots of love.
I mean, she really couldn't say it better. Craziness and lots of love. That's what we've seen on these seasons, So the day was, of course, a little bittersweet with all the family members going between popping bottles and sobbing all day. It was very, very emotional. What do you think of this end of an era, Courtney and T-Tribe? And are you sad or are you ready?
Here's the thing. I'm not sad, but I have so many questions, Alex. You watch the show and I think, would I? Like T-Tribe, if you could control, right? Alex, if your mom could sit in the boardroom and be like, we've shown 6 months of our lives. We've given it to you. We signed the contracts. Alex got $3 million. That's coming in the bank. Girl, it's going to be lit. Would you? If your mom was the one making all the decisions and your mom knew you and knew what you may not have want to be shown and this, that, and the third, would you allow Alex for 15 years? It would become the norm, right? After a while?
That's what I think. I think I'm never one to turn down an opportunity. If it comes my way, if I feel safe about it, if I feel right, then I will take it. It, like you said, it's become part of their life. It's shaped who they've become. The platform has only helped their rise to success, and everything. So I don't know if my mom could control it, like you said. And my mom's a tough listen, my mom is just as tough as Kris Jenner. Maybe I would. I think 2 years is a lot. What's most interesting to me, Courtney, is what Kim said also in this clip. She said, we're done filming forever. Like ever, never again. Or I don't know exactly how she said it. Don't quote me. But that makes me think, because we know they have a new deal with Hulu. So does this mean they're going to produce shows? They're not going to be in them? Like, what does this mean for the future of the Kardashians?
I'm thinking, speculation on confirmation, I'm thinking that they meant maybe filming forever with E. That ship is finished. She's, unloading the passengers, and that ship is officially finished. But there's just something, and this is a dumb idea, Alex. I'm Dumb Business Ideas Incorporated over here. Alex, get this. T-Tribe, tell me if you would agree. Whether you would watch or not, just tell me. Who wants to be the next Kardashian? Not for real, but a reality show that's already a stolen idea because it's already happened. Kathy Hilton, years and years and years ago, did the Who Wants to Be the Next Hilton. You remember that, Alex? Right. It was very, very long time ago. It was before Paris and all that had really, really taken off. And I would love to see that show again, but I would love to see it with Kris Jenner and the three main girls. Kylie and Kendall can pop in and out, but we need the three main girls because they are such fixtures in pop culture. Right. There are so many women, men, even the gays, girl. Let's get them all in. And they compete. Areas of beauty, business, management, love, whatever have you. That would be the show. Masterclass. Exactly. Each episode they give a tip at the beginning of the episode.
We have two producers. Let's do this. We'll cast up and coming influencers. Let's do this. We're ready to go.
I'm here for it. But it is an end of an era.
It is. And so many memories, so many times. I know we said this before. It was playing in the background when we were getting ready, for a day, or, so many references in pop culture where, you're doing amazing, sweetie. Things we say in normal conversation with our friends and family that came from this era. So congratulations to them. And I'm looking forward to whatever's next because we know it'll be good and it'll be big. Right.
You know what it is? You know what I think I'm excited for? I'm excited to see, and this is not a read, I just think it's very interesting. I'm excited to see what kind of stunts they're going to pull right before the premiere of whatever it is that comes out. Because that's what always happens. Yes. Something happens like 2 or 3 weeks to a month out, and then, are we going to catch Kylie and Jordan out or FaceTime? Like, what's going to happen? Lamar knocking on the door. Like, what's going to happen? Sabrina ain't around no more. Lamar free, girl. Just curious.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And I see ABCDEFG in the chat. And let's end right there because that moment from Courtney all over TikTok is really that's all we have to say about that. So Courtney, we have come to the end of the show, but don't worry. We're back tomorrow again, 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to read them, of course. And Courtney, if they want more of you after the show, where can they find you?
If you want more of me after the tea, you're more than welcome to follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, my own individual YouTube channel. It's at Courtney Revolution. Type it up top, put it up there. It all comes up. Where can they find you, Shipman?
You can find me on all social media as well at Alex Schiffman, just like my name. And on that note, it's time to wash this tea off our hands, Courtney, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Let me back up, girl. Hang on. Let me bring it back in and then... Alrighty, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for Tequila Tuesday. And now it's time to wash your hands, Leo. You better wash your hands. It's in demand. You better wash it. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Grab your hands. Grab your hands. Grab your hands. Grab your hands. Just wash your hands. Yes, ma'am. Just wash your hands.